And we are back. You're listening to CarSmarts Radio. Wow, that is the perfect song. Rusty Old American Dream. That's what Matt works on. He's really the Prince of Patina. I want to remind folks that happening right now, this is sort of the opposite of patina, well, is the Simeone Foundation Automobile Museum, the Best of Britain 2020, British Racing at Le Mans exhibit. It starts today and it runs through February 2nd. Normal museum admission applies. If you haven't been to Simeone, here's another great opportunity to see something unique and special. Just a great place. I've been down there a couple times and it's just awesome. Back with Matt Murray of Iron Trap Garage. Well, when we were talking in your garage, you mentioned the right way a number of times. Mm-hmm. So what is the right way to do a build, and what makes it different from the wrong way?
Yeah, I mean, I want to just first off say that I don't think that there's necessarily a wrong way, as long as you're having fun and you're enjoying what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So that I don't want people to think that, you know, what my way is the only way. But for doing the traditional hot rod thing, definitely it's you have to look more into how someone would have done it back in the day and searching for parts that are, you know, of vintage to put it together. So that is, you know, a big part of it. So that's really the most important thing about it, is just using parts and thinking about, just put yourself in the shoes of the guy in the era that you're building the car. So if you're trying to build a car to 1950, think of a guy, look at magazines, what were they doing, what were they using, and, you know, and that just guides you.
I think so. From what I know, I mean, the holy grail is having steel body cars, but there are fiberglass sort of repops that somebody wanted to start and they couldn't find the right you know, metal body that a fiberglass.
Yeah, I always say the passion is what's important. So I don't care if a guy has a fiberglass car or he has a steel car. If you're having fun and you're enjoying it, that's all that matters. And I always say that not everybody needs to be as crazy as I am, that you're reusing original Ford hardware from, you know, the 30s and wire brushing and cleaning it. You know, that it's just, it doesn't have to be that crazy. But as long as you're having fun, you can have a fiberglass 32 Ford with a brand new Chevy engine in it, and if you're having fun, we're all friends, because we're all car people, and we're all in the same hobby in the end of the day.
It's true. There's no barriers to the sort of the brotherhood, sisterhood of car fanaticism. I call it carthritis.
Yes.
I coined that phrase. Now, it's not only older gentlemen who are trying to recapture a bit of their youth or have old parts in the garage, but a population that is now buying finished builds done the right way, and they're paying good money for it. What is this audience?
Yes, I think over the years, obviously, traditional hot rods have definitely gotten popular, and they've gotten quite valuable. So I'd say in the past, let's say 15 years, 10 years, it has really gotten to a point where the cars have, you know, they've peaked probably about 10 years ago or so. They started peaking where you were seeing 32 Fords going for, people are asking $100,000, $200,000, and now it means something to have a car that either has history or is built exactly to how it was built, and they're bringing good money. So now you're starting to see people that would have traditionally bought a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Bugatti, they also want a 32 Roadster with a blown Ardent in it, because that car is worth $200,000 and it means something. So to have a Ferrari and a vintage Porsche and a 32 Ford with the right engine in your garage, it rounds out your collection. So you're now, it's kind of crazy, I'm getting calls from guys that are buying parts from me, and I'm blown away with what not that they're braggy, but they start to tell me like what they have or, you know, where they are in their life, and I'm like, man, I'm talking to a guy that has his own airstrip at his house, and I'm trying to sell him a transmission, and I'm like, you know, it's crazy, but it's awesome. I think it's cool. It's helping the hobby. It's helping the hobby grow and keep the value up. I know some people complain in the hobby that it's getting too expensive, but those guys have the money. They don't want to do the work to search for the parts. They just want to call up whoever has it, pay the money or pay the price, and they own it. So there's still skin in the game for us little guys that they want to buy the stuff for, you know, on a budget.
Now you're so busy, and obviously you're getting a lot of visibility through social media, and people are calling you from all over the place. So you had an apprentice for a couple of years, and you know, we talked about we talk about the trade schools a lot on this show, and sort of where the hobby is, and you found somebody who's passionate about it. In fact, he got denied from trade school and ended up in your garage, and now he's an employee. Tell me a little bit about him.
Yeah, so my my helper Andrew, he's actually at the shop right now doing work, so hopefully he's busy.
Hopefully the radio's on.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully he's listening and working. But Andrew basically came to me when I think he was 13 or 14, and he got denied at early entry into trade school in his school, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, but he got denied. I've known his dad, Chad, for quite a long time, and Chad basically texted me and said, hey, you know, my son Andrew, you met him before, he's really bummed that he got denied, but he's really passionate, wants to, you know, wants an outlet to work on stuff. You know, could he come and hang out and, you know, maybe see if he could be a help? And I said, yeah, like I've had this happen numerous times. Hey, tell him to come hang out, hang around, and we'll see how he works, and I can tell a person's personality if they're going to be help or not. So Andrew basically he's been coming religiously every Sunday for like, you know, multiple years. What's he, 17 now? So basically for like 3 years he's been coming religiously every Sunday, and now just recently, he's now 16, he got his license, he got a retail part-time job that he kind of hated, and I said, hey, I think I can afford to pay you the same as you're making there, but you're going to come here and clean old parts, and you know, he had the knowledge now after helping me for years that I can pay him part-time, and he's continuing on with the passion he had and getting paid to do it. So he's happy as can be, because he's like, wait, you're going to pay me to do the stuff I was doing already? I said, you stuck it out for 3 years, now's your time. So I think that's a big thing that, you know, the younger generation, I hate to talk that way, but the patience. So if he's stuck, I mean, I would be happy to have apprentice any younger guy if he sticks around, but that doesn't mean he's going to get to, you know, be given parts, or you know, he's going to be able to build his car in my garage and hang out for 2 months.
Right.
So, but yeah, so he's thriving, and he actually just recently brought one of his buddies who's interested in the video side of things. He likes old cars, but he likes also video stuff. So he's started helping me, and he's apprenticing, basically hold the camera and filming some of our episodes, and we're testing with doing 2 camera stuff, so hopefully that when he gets good enough, we can pay him to do camera and editing work. So I mean, you know, again, it's just that he doesn't have to be a wrench turner, but he's interested in the you know, the old cars, but he likes the other side of it. So it's just,
it's amazing how stuff has fallen into place for you. And it's another great segue. It's almost like we rehearsed this, but let's get into the YouTube thing. You told us how it started with your friend and the garage itself. How did it grow, though? I mean, obviously you put out quality stuff, and I think that says a lot on YouTube. Quality, cream comes to the top, as they say. But you know, tell us a little bit about your audience and how active and engaged they are.
Yeah, I think a big thing with me when I started our channel is that I wanted to feel like people could, and people still feel this way today. Anyone that watches our channel could email me or call me or DM me on social media with a question about their project, and I will answer it in a timely fashion. You know, so, and I think that's what's helped grow our channel is, you know, responding to like every comment since day one, and helping people and offering help and just, I mean, kindness and generosity. You know, offering guys there's tons of times in comments that guys will comment and be like, oh man, I wish I could find one of those flathead water pumps for my project. I can't find one anyone locally. What's your address? I have 3. I'll send you one for free. Really? Wow. Yep. I have 3 of them. I got them for free. Wow. I don't care. So I think that goes a long way of like, and I mean, sure, I could have probably sold it and milked $50 out of that guy, but that guy, and I believe good kindness comes around, and that's why some of these larger deals that I've fallen into, I think happen because of the kindness I've showed to others. People see that, and then they contact me, and it works out. So it all comes around in the end.
We had a brief conversation about Gary Vee, that we're both Gary Vee fans, and he pushes 2 main things: kindness and patience.
Yeah.
I think that eventually those both pay off if you implement them. What's your most surprising experience with YouTube? Are you amazed at the 1 million views on the Packard video?
I knew it would do well, because basically. Jared and Gary Shanley of Cabin Fever Auction Company were friendly with them, and we were talking about filming some videos for them, and they said, you know, we're doing this estate, we're not selling this Packard, but we're cleaning out this factory for a family. It looks really neat, you want to come check it out? And I walked in, was like, oh my God, this is out of a movie. I can't believe it. I was like, we can't recreate this with the water dripping, and it was just insane. So instantly I was like, we need to film a video, don't touch anything, we'll come next week, we'll film, and we want to tell the story of how it got here. So I think it's part of making it a cinematic experience. When you watch the video, you feel a certain way, but then also kind of like telling the story of what it is, and people, and I think just the fact that it was in Philly, people couldn't believe that something was undiscovered like that in Philly. And then it being a Packard, it's a little higher end of a car, and different news people took hold of it and started sharing it. I think that definitely helped for sure. But we knew there was something there that, I've been doing this for my whole life. The second I walked in there, I was like, this is special. Sometimes when I walk into a building, it's like where this car sat and how it sat. It's like, man, this is something, and that was it.
Yeah, the thumbnail for the video alone, that'll stop. I mean, I think that's probably how I found you. It's like that thumbnail is like, wow, what is that car doing in the pit?
Yeah.
And it's lit, and it's got a tarp over it, and you got the steel bridge over. I mean, it's just perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It really worked out. And then some guys from the neighborhood came around and said, oh yeah, we know about that old place or something.
Yeah, they were just guys that had lived there their whole life in the city, and there was fence all around the building because it was basically falling down, and they said they couldn't believe we were pulling the car out, but they said we've lived here our whole life and didn't know that that car was in there or anything was around there, and they were amazed, and it kind of added to the video because it was cool to show that we don't stage anything, like nothing's like that, and we even said in the video like the car was moved there by the family, say 15, 20 years ago, but it's been in that building, the whole time that their father basically, had that building. So we don't stage anything, and I think when you find these instances where it's so special, it's like we got to document it.
Right. I like your videos where you're cleaning out a car that you've rescued, and in one of your videos you said it's not a true barn find unless you find animal scat, we'll say the word scat, poop or whatever, in a car. What's the most unusual thing you've found in some of these barn finds or garage finds?
Probably like personal belongings that are surprising, like Social Security cards and like stuff like that. They're like, I can't believe somebody just like left that in there. But I mean, that's probably just some of the personal belongings that I've found in there. I mean, I've never found like, gold treasure or anything. We joke about it all the time, but we never found anything like that. But I think that's exciting to me when you buy a car and it's full of parts or stuff. It's like, what's under there? If that car's been sitting since the 40s, what's all the way at the bottom? But I mean, I definitely searching estates, I found money in dresser drawers and abandoned houses and stuff that you're buying. You bought the car and then you're digging through the house and you find really crazy stuff. But it's always an adventure.
Fantastic. I want to take another little break because we got a lot more to talk about. When we get back, we'll ask Matt for his advice on finding barn finds and old parts for vintage cars and take Matt through the hot lap right after these messages on CarSmarts Radio. Sammy, you like cars? He likes cars. And if you like cars, I know you want to go to the Philadelphia Auto Show. I've got a pair of tickets to the Philadelphia Auto Show, as well as a pair of tickets to the Mid-Atlantic Indoor Nationals, which takes place in March at the Oak Center. I'd love to send you all 4 tickets if you sign up for the CarSmarts Radio Listeners Club, or you can go to our YouTube channel, CarSmarts Radio TV, and sign up at the Patreon. $3.50 a month will get you almost $60 worth of tickets, and we're going to try to do this every year. And there's also a whole bunch of other benefits to becoming a member of Patreon or the Listeners Club at that level. So check it out. Sign up. Go to carsmartsradio.com. Check out the Listeners Club, and I'll send you these tickets in the mail right away so you can get to the Philadelphia Auto Show and the Mid-Atlantic Indoor Nationals. You want to go in the car, Sammy? All right.